now in HD. ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight. This segment of the news is brought to you by BTC, powered by Lime.
Bimini on track for a transformation of its economy. Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis with the Bahamas Tonight weekend. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping the news tonight, now that the Genting Resort World Bimini Casino is opened and the resort superfast ferry will be providing daily services to that island next week, Bimini is certainly poised for an upswing in visitor arrivals. But officials say the key is to ensure that Biminites truly benefit from the new mammoth investment. Julian Reed has more.
The new Resort World Bimini Superfast Ferry will be able to whisk about 400,000 people a year from Miami to the shores of Bimini. While there, they will be able to take advantage of all the new Resort World Casino has to offer. But how do you protect the interests of the people of Bimini? Prime Minister Perry Christie at the casino's opening on Friday said the government has formed the Bahamas Hotel Corporation Tourism Services Bimini Limited.
The government has decided to form a company for the shares to be held in trust for the people of Bimini, for all of the monies that were being made to accrue for the people of Bimini. And when the applications and the process is stabilized, we will begin then to ensure that in a very reasonable way, shares are sold and transferred to the people of Bimini.
Tourism Minister Obi Wilshcombe, who is also the Member of Parliament for Bimini, says that now they have the engine to drive the local economy. It's all about preparing the people for what is coming.
And I'm so very pleased that my cabinet colleagues, particularly the minister responsible for education and the minister responsible for labor, are here today, because both individuals have been given an awesome responsibility to prepare our people to participate, not only as workers, but certainly to begin the stage as workers, but owners and creators of opportunity for this island.
Sheldon Saunders moved to Bimini 4 years ago when things slowed down at the Our Lucaya Resort on Grand Bahama. He says he intends to take full advantage of new opportunities.
Well, I'm really excited about, things going on right now with Resort World coming in to Bimini, and there's a lot of opportunities happening now. Business is picking up, and we're looking really forward to all the guests coming in.
Mm-hmm. So what kind of things are Biminites doing that you can see to prepare themselves for this kind of big change?
Well, actually, a lot of them are actually going to their own private business where they're setting up restaurants, they're bringing in more golf carts, other businesses, just to gear up for what's going to happen to Bimini.
There are a whole lot of other benefits that will come out of this new venture for Bimini, including new airport facilities. Julian Reed for ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Julian. A 53-year-old man is the country's latest traffic fatality victim. That fatality occurred during a two-vehicle smash-up involving a white 2004 Honda Accord and a 1998 Nissan Pathfinder around 12:15 this morning in the area of Market and Broome Streets. Reports indicate that the driver of the Nissan Pathfinder was traveling west on Broome Street and the driver of the Honda Accord was heading south on Market Street when the two collided. The deceased was a rear seat passenger inside the Nissan Pathfinder and was pronounced dead at the scene. A young boy is also dead tonight, and his sibling is still fighting for her life following a beach encounter yesterday. Police say they have mounted an investigation into the drowning of a 9-year-old boy and circumstances surrounding the incident, which has left his 9-year-old sister in critical condition in hospital. The incident reportedly occurred around 12:35 Friday afternoon in waters at Goodman's Bay on Cable Beach. Police are once again appealing to members of the public who will be visiting the beach with youngsters to always be on the alert. Meantime, police are still trying to determine the circumstances surrounding the shooting of a 5-year-old boy around 6 o'clock Friday evening. According to police, the victim was reportedly outside his home at Milton Street when he was shot. The child was taken to hospital via private vehicle where he is detained in critical condition. Investigations continue. Now to other news, the country is making major steps to preserve its cultural industry through cutting-edge intellectual property rights protection. From bush medicine, boat building techniques and straw plaiting to Bahamian music, dances, storytelling and handicrafts. These items are crucial to Bahamian life not only culturally but economically. Earlier this week, stakeholders from various sectors of the cultural community attended a one-day public consultation on the protection of Bahamian traditional knowledge, cultural expressions, and genetic resources. The one-day workshop was put on by the Ministry of Financial Services, along with the Office of the Attorney General and the World Intellectual Property Organization.
We are sitting on a wealth of opportunity, simply waiting to be harvested. We must ensure that we do not put the horse before the cart. Before we publicize our assets, we must ensure that they will be protected.
We are the only country in this world that has what we have. We have some things that no one else in the world has. And now I think it's the right time to preserve it, protect it, and promote it.
And to make it all happen, some major upgrades are already underway at the Registrar General's Department. In fact, Deputy Registrar General Ron Pinder says some sweeping legislative changes are also on tap to improve the intellectual property regulatory system.
The aim is to enhance and to provide for the strengthening of intellectual property rights protection in the Bahamas. These legislative initiatives include amendments to the Trademarks and Patents Act, as well as bills for the protection of geographical indications, integrated circuits, and new plants variety. The Minister and Attorney General, the Honorable Alison Maynard Gibson, has issued a mandate for the Registrar General's Department to become a quasi-business entity as opposed to a quasi-government entity. Therefore, it should be clear that the vision is to facilitate a quick response to requests, efficient processing of applications, and a proactive and timely dissemination of information and updates.
The religious community in Baintown teaming up with international fashion designer Peter Nygaard to bring about meaningful change to that inner city. Today, the group got a first-hand look at the needs in the area. Our Julian Gibson was on hand as they began the journey.
Dr. Philip McPhee, international fashion designer Peter Nygaard took a tour of the inner city this morning to find out exactly what is needed to make life better for the residents.
And we want him to know how much we love him and appreciate him for his support to the Bahamas. And as the pastor of Baintown, I want to say how appreciative I am personally for allowing me to have a part in so many things you are doing. And I want you to know we appreciate it, and we say to you, we're praying for you, and you have our support, and we look forward for great and marvelous things coming through you to the Bahamas and to the Bahamian people in general.
I come from these type of roots, so it's just like homecoming effect for me. Maybe years ago, but still nevertheless, I know what it means to be in this affluent community, not Alpha Key, but right here in Baintown, and since I come from a very same place, so it's a thrill to be able to participate and to be here as part of the group and to join hands with the true Bahamian people.
Now, sending a strong message that the inner city really needs help now was Reverend Dr. Simeon Hall.
He has come now to Baintown, the very heart of our nation. Some of our nation's greatest leaders have come here. Now, this is not just a walk to show off. This is a familiarization tour of the area so that Mr. Nygaard could look at this area, and then we hope later to do some concrete things in this area. And so this is not a time to show off. This is a time for us to reconnect with the very roots and and soul of the Bahamas.
Now, after walking through the streets of Bean and Grandstand, Nygaard promised to bring some relief right away. One of the projects he has in mind is the creation of a library. Reporting for the ZNS News Network, I am Julian Gibson.
When we come back, an international charitable organization giving members of the disabled community some new wheels. We'll tell you more coming up.